and we need to be able to define it. And remember, the definition of intent is different for each of the intentional torts. In a false imprisonment case, we define intent as the desire or knowledge to a substantial degree of certainty that the plaintiff will be confined as a result of the defendant's act. The desire or knowledge to a substantial certainty that the plaintiff will be confined. Suppose, for example, that I lock up this building at night. I lock all the doors, I lock all the windows. There's no way for anybody to get out. But I don't know that anybody's in there. Well, you may have been inside the building sleeping and I didn't know about it, and you were confined. You were locked in as a result of my act. But I have not committed a false imprisonment because I did not desire or know that my act would result in depriving you or anybody of the ability to leave. False imprisonment is an intentional tort, and the intent is a desire or knowledge that the plaintiff will be confined. I want to warn you about a little trick, though, about a little problem that has a way of showing up on examinations. The law of torts really never requires that the defendant know the plaintiff's identity. If I see you go into a building and I think that you're Mary, and I want to lock Mary in that building. You're not really Mary, you're John, but I think you're Mary and I want to lock Mary in that building. So as soon as you go in, I lock all the doors and windows of the building. You're locked in overnight, you're confined. And the next day you sue me for false imprisonment. It isn't going to do me any good for me to say, gee, I didn't intend to lock up John. I thought it was Mary I was locking up. The law of torts really doesn't care whether I knew your identity or not. As long as I knew that there was a human in there, and I intended or desired to confine that human, I got the intent necessary to make me liable for false imprisonment. But of course, there's more to false imprisonment than that. The second element is confinement of the plaintiff.
At this time, please turn the tape to side 2.